work out, somebody. Hello, somebody.
Well, welcome back to another beautiful Friday here at Small Sliders, Marrero. It's another episode of Inside the Trend podcast. I'm your host, Marlon, Big Favorite. Joining me here is my man, CL Nola. We're two players short today, CL. I know Whit with the head not with us today. Neither is Joe, but we have an exciting show to talk about for our YouTube viewers right now, our folks on Facebook. If it's your first time tuning in, make sure you subscribe and like to Inside the Trenches podcast and also to New Orleans Talk Network. And if y'all at home and y'all at work on y'all's lunch break, come on over here to Small Sliders. The food is delicious. The weather is nice. We had a little breezy week a couple weeks ago, and last week we were actually in the studio, so it does feel good to be back out here. We have a jam-packed show for you today. Me and CL are going to talk to y'all guys about a couple of things. Let's go ahead and address the water under the bridge. Yes, it's water under the bridge, but the Kansas City Chiefs are back in the Super Bowl again, and so are the San Francisco 49ers. Like deja vu. We're going to talk a little bit about that as well. Then we'll jump into the Lady Tigers, talk a little Senior Bowl. And the big deal for today is who's going to be the Saints coordinator? Who's going to be the next OC? So before we get going on that, CL, we have to wrap up this weekend, and I want to start with probably the most gut-wrenching topic to probably just about all of our viewers and everyone is here, because we want to see a different Super Bowl. A lot of folks wanted to see the Detroit Lions take on the Baltimore Ravens for a Super Bowl, but it's deja vu, and we'll be dealing with the Taylor Bowl. What went wrong, CL, for Baltimore in this game? Because this was supposed to be a really big year for Lamar. Everybody talked about how Lamar Jackson was about to have this Super Bowl, just walk to the Super Bowl. What were some of the key takeaways from the game?
Well, I think for the average fan, even the average fan would notice that the running game was not there. They clearly, thank you, brother. They clearly didn't run the football as per them getting to the AFC Championship game. If I'm not mistaken, in the second half, they only ran the football 6 times, knowing that the score was only a 2-score game, 17-7, if I'm not mistaken. So they were never out of the run, if you will. They were never out of the run to stay balanced. And I think they dropped back Lamar maybe 45 times, which is not a recipe for winning. But to add to that, to be honest with you, that AFC Championship game reminded me of every playoff game I've ever seen Lamar Jackson play, because eventually they figure out just to drop, and not just Spags, because Spags is a great defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
And obviously he's known for the blitz and the pressure. But if you paid attention to that second half of the football game, they weren't pressured anymore. They were dropping back in zone and coverage. And it just, and I wouldn't say it baffled Lamar. I just think that it came to become street ball, and you can't win the AFC Championship game like that.
100%. I want to piggyback off what you mentioned about the running games. I thought I saw that out of both teams.
Right.
I always mess his name up. Pacheco. Sorry, Pacheco. Pacheco. He went to Rutgers. He went to Rutgers. I figured that. Pacheco, he had 68 yards rushing. He had a touchdown off of 24 carries. And Lamar Jackson was heartbreaking for my parlay. We played to lose, huh, Chris? He had 8 carries for 54.
Go there,
We're going to leave that one alone. I'm going to win a Super Bowl. I'm going to make sure I take my time. ESPN.
You better win something, baby.
So the rushing yards, in a game to this magnitude, to your point, you would expect a bigger running game. You would expect, both teams, Lamar to be at least touching 100 yards rushing, for Pacheco to at least have $1. We saw that before. So I think that kind of got away. And this may make sense to you, and I would like to get your comment on this piece of the game. It all kind of rides off of Lamar playing out of his game. He tried to show that, hey, I can take my way to the Super Bowl as a passing quarterback, and he got away from his running game. So I guess elaborate a little bit more on that piece of the game.
Well, in reality, every football game for Lamar Jackson is a catch-22, because athletically, he can do all those things that he can do on Sunday on a video game, but in real life, he can actually do that. But he almost plays a two devils on the shoulder type deal, because he wants to stay in the pocket and complete the passes, but the run is available for him, i.e. AFC Championship game.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Lombard probably should have finished with maybe 150 yards rushing, just because it was there and it was open. But I think, once again, he plays devil advocate in his own mind, and not to psychobabble what Lamar's thinking, but just proof in these playoff games that I've seen that seem to look familiar every time we look at it at the end of the game, because when he should take off and run, he doesn't, because he's trying to prove that he is a pocket passer at the same time being the most athletic quarterback and possibly the MVP of the National Football League.
100%. And you look at a score 17-10, boy, people who hit the under on that one probably handled their business. But you look at it from that perspective, but you look at defensively. This was a defensive game, and I want to go local. L'Jarius Sneed, I thought he had a solid game. He had 5 solo tackles. He also had 5 total tackles on the day. I thought he did an excellent job at locking down the passing game for Baltimore.
Snead might be the most underrated corner in the National Football League.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
I mean, every game, and now it's just not the games during the year. Every playoff game, he makes a play. And I mean a play, a game-changing play.
Right.
So, I think we need to put a new set of eyes on Snead. I mean, that number throws me off too sometimes. That 38 throws me off sometimes. But his game speaks volumes.
It does. And you look at some of the key playmakers, both sides offensively, but you look at a guy like Zay Flowers.
Right.
He had over 15 yards. He had 115 yards.
Yep.
But in the same token, he wasn't able to make a big play at the big part of the game. I mean, that fumble at the goal line was crazy.
Which was knocked
and then
out
also
by Snead, right? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, which was knocked out by Snead. And please continue the play at the goal line.
The play at the goal line. So you look at that part of the game, and then L'Jarius Sneed being able to lock him down. But you would expect Patrick Queen to have a bigger game. Now, he did have 7 solo tackles when needed to play. Raekwon Smith showed up the way he needed to show, a total of 16 tackles. Right. And then you look at what all circles back to Patrick Mahomes' consistency as well.
Right.
His numbers didn't, quote unquote, jump off the page, but it put Kansas City in a position to where he was a game manager. Oh, my defense is rolling right now. Let me keep that going.
Right.
Oh man, the Travis Kelce, they just keep letting them get open.
Right.
Keep that going. So man, CL, when you think about it from Patrick's perspective, I mean, he had to just do what he does.
Well, it's to me, we all look at the game differently, and sometimes we look at the game the same. I look at the game like this. This was the #1 defense in the National Football League. We knew number 87 had to be the guy that they were going to pay attention to and try to stop.
Oh, yeah.
So, you speaking about Mahomes being a game manager, I mean, what is hard to manage that number 87 is unstoppable. They're double teaming him. He was the catalyst, not only for the offense, but knowing that the defense was structured to stop him. He still had over 100 yards receiving, plus 2 touchdowns. On top of that, passing Jerry Rice as the most receptions in playoff football. So I think in actuality, it's the same old Chiefs. Mahomes and Kelce are not to be stopped. And what are we in the 5th the 5th Super Bowl? I'm sorry, AFC Championship game?
For him, yeah, it was the 14th appearance for Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce in this setup. But you look at it from the perspective of how these guys were able to make big plays when they really counted, and they found balance in their receiving core. Rashee Rice, he had 8 catches for 46 yards, so you kept hitting him on a sharp ball. You got the ball to Pacheco a couple of times. He played his part. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he had a big play that would have came through, but they stopped him. So the Kansas City offense was able to find balance. Well, on the other ticket, You had Baltimore's offense struggling to find balance.
Totally.
Lamar Jackson, playing out of his game. He was 20 for 37. A lot of those passes were forced. He put himself in a position to where, he needed to try to prove a point to his critics, and I think that really robbed him from a trip going to the Super Bowl. So, as we get ready to wrap this segment, CL, and we start looking towards the NFC matchup. That's another gut-wrenching game that we saw. Do you think? Because now Lamar got his money check. Yep. Lamar was able to come out and make it to the AFC Championship game. Do you see him going to a Super Bowl next year? Is he one step away?
I think he's more than one step away because remember he plays devil advocate in his own mind. Mm-hmm. So that might be two right there. And then you also think about the offensive coordinator not calling runs. That would be another thing that would stop him from getting there. Mm-hmm. Obviously the injury situation, since this league is 100% injury rate, that might stop him from going back. I don't necessarily see him going because, once again, look at the years past. Mm-hmm. When it gets down to it, Lamar is not good enough to win the football game with just his arm, possibly his legs, but not just his arm, and that's why I say no.
Now, you make a great point with that. I do think that they do have to put the situation from a play calling perspective around him much better, and they'll be able to do that. We're live here at Small Slider, 1635 Barataria Boulevard in Marrero. Y'all come through, have lunch with us. The food is delicious. That king cake shake is off the chain. Y'all are watching Inside the Trenches podcast. We live, baby. Here, y'all don't go anywhere. NOLA Talk Network. Big as a gorilla. West Bank, man, I grew up by that villa. You eat the ball or you basic or racist. Big fave, man, I made it in them trenches like big dog, big as a gorilla. Well, hello, it's Marlon Big Fave Favorite with Inside the Trenches podcast. Are you looking for a brand new car? Or you're tired of what you're driving around in? Or you just need wheels? Well, if that's the case, you need to visit Marrero Motors, 1512 North Causeway, Metairie, Louisiana. At Marrero Motors, our buddy Alberto will get you in a vehicle that fits you that day with no problem. They have vehicles that are pre-owned. You could do a trade-in that day and ride off in something that day. Visit MonteroMotors.com for more information and let them know you heard about them on Inside the Trenches podcast. Hello. Hello, somebody. It's Marlon Big Fave Favorite, recruiting coordinator at Cafe Hope. If you're on the West Bank of New Orleans and between the ages of 18 and 23, come join our team. Benefits from learning and earning, getting certifications, life skills, and career training. Cafe Hope is a nonprofit culinary art and life skills program. Let Cafe Hope be the stepping stone to your next career choice. Come visit us, 1151 Barataria Boulevard, Marrero, Louisiana. Give Big Fave a call, 504-350-1218, or send them an email, marlon@cafehope.org. For more information, visit cafehope.org. Cafe Hope, the next step in life, baby. Hello, somebody.
It's that boy Fred, host of FanView Podcast. Tune into the NOTN app, weekdays, 3:30 for the FanView Podcast. Go to NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com to watch more episodes of FanView Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch.
Now New Orleans has a choice. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app for your mobile device or listen at www.NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com.
Cuban, doing 95, trying to see my lady. Haters gon' hate, you know they're shady. You're the only one that I call
Welcome back, baby. We're live here at Small Sliders, 1635 Barataria Boulevard in Marrero. We represent them here with my man CL Nola. I'm your host, Marlon, Big Favorite. And we're recapping, we're saying that we're going to go ahead and get all of the water from under the bridge out of the way. We didn't get the Super Bowl that we wanted. Most of the people wanted to see the Detroit Lions take on the Baltimore Ravens. And just this last segment, we recapped that. If y'all missed it, the show will be available on our YouTube channel, so be sure to check it out. Now, CL, we have to switch gears here, and we have to go to the NFC. And the San Francisco 49ers figured it out. Pedigree does matter. It really does. You know, you have a dad that coached well and won a Super Bowl with the Broncos, full circle, McCaffrey and all that stuff. We're going to dance with those topics. Yep. But, you know, what's pretty cool along with that is being able to finish and complete. And I thought in this game, Detroit did some risky things. As I asked you before, CL, about the AFC Championship game, in this NFC Championship game, what are some key takeaways and what cost it for the Lions?
Wow, you can touch on a number of things, but the one thing that that spoke out to me was being up 17. They jumped up 17 really fast, and I think just a few play calls in there. Remember, this is the NFC Championship game. It doesn't take a huge play to shift momentum. It doesn't take a huge play to win or lose this game. These games are won and lost by the smallest of measures. You know, they say football is a game of inches. You know, a kick, a foot left, foot right. You know, game over. Obviously, that wasn't the issue in this game. But just showing you how close a game can be and the small things that can change. So with them being up 17-0, you know, I believe that the Detroit Lions started to do the NFL sin. And the NFL sin is to celebrate before the game is actually over. And I saw players like a CJ Gardner-Johnson waving to the sideline. Like, I mean, it wasn't even halftime, you know, and he's waving to the other sideline. And to all the football people, the NFL gods will never in life forgive you for doing things like that because you have to wait to the end of the game.
I agree with you 100%. Not only did they mess up in that aspect, but when you have a lead this big, right? I mean, you legit going to halftime, and I thought that they should have ran up, scored a touchdown as opposed to kicking that field goal in the second quarter. Right. But essentially, you go up with a 17-point lead. San Francisco was only able to score one time in the second quarter. I think, and this is a big trap in football, I notice this a lot, I think you really have to give your team an opportunity to recap. Like, I think an important thing to say, hey, let's go 0-0, y'all. As soon as we go in the locker room, I think that it's 0-0, man. We got to go out there and refocus because you're right, CL. They did lay down for them. They said, you know what? We got this game. You got CJ Gardner waving his hand. Oh, yeah, y'all out of here. That was a huge mistake that they made, so I agree with you 100%.
You know, and not just before halftime. There were key plays in this game that obviously we can go back. The Monday morning quarterbacks go back. You know, obviously we have the dropping of passes, wide open passes. You know, this does not get you in the big game. You know, and I understand that, you know, Detroit was not just happy to be there. I know they wanted to win the game. Barry Sanders on the sideline. You know, Dan Campbell saying 4 years ago, biting ankles. You know, it was a combination of things. But in this league is full of parity, and good stories don't get you to the bowl. You have to finish the job. And I believe that the Detroit Lions did not finish the job on Sunday. That's why they're sitting next to us next weekend.
If y'all are just joining us live, we're here at Small Sliders, Marrero, baby, 1635 Barataria Boulevard. You're watching Inside the Trenches podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe to the page below our YouTube channel. Go check out some of our interviews on the page. But I agree with you 100%, CL, when you talk about the way they let this game slip away in the third quarter, the way that they came in and just wasn't productive in that second half of the game. But you do have to give San Francisco their credit as well.
Right.
Christian McCaffrey on 20 carries. He had 90 yards. You look at what Brock Purdy was able to do. Now, this is a very important stat in the game. He had 5 carries for 48 yards. Now, that doesn't sound a lot from the beginning, guys, but each of those runs were key first downs in this game.
Oh, for sure.
They were punting.
Right.
They were about to punt. Everything, go down that way. And I thought that San Francisco was able to find balance in their receiving game as well. Deebo Samuel was 89 yards. Brandon Ayuk, 68 yards. Christian McCaffrey, 48 yards. Kittle, he had me so nervous on my parlay, y'all. He had me nervous. I'm not even gonna lie. I lost anyway, just for the simple fact. Oh man, we're not gonna go there. Hey, that's water under the bridge. I know, I understand. But it was impressive for San Francisco to hang in there, and you talk about, you have Kyle Shanahan, Mike Shanahan's son. Mike Shanahan's it's oldest boy, but this is a kid that grew up as a football son. He saw Shannon Sharp and these guys develop. Same thing as when you talk about Christian McCaffrey. You got pictures of Christian McCaffrey sitting on Shannon Sharp lap. It's just so much experience balled up into this. We're gonna get into the Super Bowl. The Taylor Bowl next segment. We'll get into that in a few. But we're not gonna do. Jeezy, don't do it. But CL, just your overall take of the NFC Championship. It's still. They only lost. It looks so bad because they picked up such a big deficit, but they lost by 3. How do you feel about this Detroit team moving forward? Because look at this. And I'd love to get your take on this. Ben Johnson turned down a head coaching job to come back as an OC with the Detroit Lions. That says a lot. Same question I asked you last time. How you feel about them going back?
How do I feel about Detroit going back? I believe they're in a great position because not only did Ben Johnson decide to shun the Washington Commanders and the Seattle Seahawks by coming back and staying as the OC, Aaron Glenn shun other opportunities to come back and continue to be, thank you, brother, continue to be the defensive coordinator inside of the Lions organization. And I think that bodes well for them next year because obviously we all know continuity in the National Football League means so much, not just to me, hopefully to everyone.
It should matter. Here. Hey, if y'all just tuning in to Inside the Trenches podcast, I'm at Big Fave 504. You can follow me on all social network platforms. He's at CL_Nola. You can follow him on all the platforms as well. Hey, and this is what it's all about, guys. Just looking at how teams are able to finish as opposed to not being able to finish. Let's take a little peek at the Super Bowl. I know we want to tease this for the last segment, but I just want to talk about the 2 quarterbacks. You have not Jared Goff. You have Brock Purdy.
Yep.
Who just recently Alex Smith said he graduated from not being a game manager. And then you also have Patrick Mahomes. He just looks so calm throughout this whole process, so he's used to being there. He's just teased our second hour subject of the Taylor Bowl. What do you feel about these 2 quarterbacks?
I think it's the tale of two different situations. Obviously, Patrick was drafted in the first round. Everybody knows that Brock Purdy was Mr. Irrelevant, the last pick in his respected draft. And I think it's the ultimate movie story on one end against the reigning dynasty on the other end. But as far as the 2 quarterbacks, obviously these guys are, the top tier, most talented quarterbacks in this league because that's why they're in the big game. I just think that Purdy doesn't get the credit that he deserves. It's not a fluke that they were back to the NFC Championship game. And, they said if he wouldn't have went down, they would have went to the bowl last year, i.e. going back this year and getting it done, So as much as I'm not a 49ers fan, all due respect goes to Brock Purdy and his family for believing and supporting.
Now, look, here's the deal. I'm with you. And this, I don't want to sound just like Cam Newton, but he made a good point. He's not hating on Brock Purdy. I think what people, the quote or the phrase that said a lot, game manager, hey, he's a game manager. People are taking that as, oh, he's a trash quarterback. I don't think that is true.
No.
I honestly think you look at guys like Terry Bradshaw, you look at guys like John Elway, and early Tom Brady, like these guys were excellent game managers and they had excellent defenses.
Right.
Hence the reason people talk about the whole deal with Bill Belichick. So I think that when you look at it from that perspective and understand that, you know, that the quarterback position is a management position,
right?
But the point that the point that Cam made was he's not a game changer. Patrick Mahomes, game changer. Josh Allen, game changer. Lamar Jackson, game changer. Cam Newton, game changer. A guy that Jaden Daniels. Hello, somebody. Youngster coming out of this. We're going to talk to the Tigers a little bit too coming up, our game managers. But if y'all are just joining us, we're here at 1635 Barrett Boulevard, Small Sliders. Come join us for some lunch. We'll be here till 2 o'clock. We're in our hour one. We're going to take a quick break here. We want to thank our sponsor, Small Sliders, for all that they do for the show. Y'all be sure to come check out that King Cake Shake, baby. It is delicious. It is off the chain. We're going to switch gears a little bit. We're going to talk a little hoops, man. Let's talk about our Lady Tigers, the team we love so dearly. We're going to talk about what's been going on with them. We've been seeing them lose a few games, and we're going to get in that. We're here at Inside the Trenches podcast at Small Sliders and Marrero. Talk to me now.
Can I get a lemonade?
Are you looking for your dream home? Well, if that's the case, you need to contact Joe Picolo at Godwin Realty, right here in New Orleans. Joe can put you in your dream home right away. Joe Picolo and the folks over at Godwin Realty put you in the house that you need. Even if you're looking to invest in some property, they'll do an excellent job with that as well. Contact Joe today at 504-251-8341. Again, that phone number is 504-251-8341. And also contact Joel at joel.godwinrealty.com. No need to dream anymore. Godwin Realty will put you in the dream house of your reality. Hello, somebody. Hello, somebody. It's your boy Marlon, Big Fave Favorite. And when I'm hungry, I like to make my way to Small Sliders, 1635 Barrett Boulevard, Marrero, Louisiana. Simple on purpose. When I tell you their burgers are delicious, have some great sauce on them, I'm telling you, when you're just hungry and just need to grab a quick bite, this is the perfect place for you. Small Sliders. The customer service is nice. It's somewhere you can bring the family, hang out and chill, enjoy the atmosphere. Now, I'm a big boy, so when I like to take my Small Sliders, I like to get the biggest smalls. Double patties, bacon, cheese, you name it. Just a delicious burger. And I like to top it off with my favorite, the cookies and cream milkshake. There are 3 delicious flavors: milkshake, chocolate, vanilla, and cookies and cream. Small Sliders. Simple on purpose. Y'all come on and slide through, baby. And let them know that you heard about them on Inside the Trenches with your boy Marlon, Big Fave Favorite. Watch out there now. Hello, somebody. It's your boy Marlon, Big Fave Favorite, and Inside the Trenches podcast is back, baby. We back. Y'all make sure y'all check us out for excellent season, and you can check us out on NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Y'all make sure y'all follow me at Big Fave 504. We back at it, baby. We in them trenches. Don't you forget my love, and don't you forget it. Don't you forget my love.
Oh, we back. Yeah, we at Inside the Trenches podcast. The music y'all hear in the background is my new single featuring Cupid, My Love. We just shot the video for that thing yesterday. It'll be coming out soon. Y'all gonna love it, baby, baby. Now, I have an issue, CL. I'm a bit embarrassed. It's a beautiful day, and my car looks filthy, brother. Rims all dirty, all messed up. You got something for me? Any hookups for me?
I do have a situation for you.
What?
Crown Car Wash.
Crown Car Wash where?
Oh, 1336 Stone Boulevard in Gretna, Louisiana.
That's right, baby. Y'all make sure y'all make y'all way over to Crown Car Wash, get y'all car wash. That's where I'm going after I leave. It's filthy. I'm a bit embarrassed, you know what I'm saying? Look, there. That's why I parked on the other side. Rick, I'm sorry I took your spot, brother. You know what I'm saying? I had to grab it because I'm a little filthy dirty, so y'all make sure y'all make y'all way today. 24/7, baby. 1336 Stone Boulevard, Gretna, Louisiana. Oh, man, let's enjoy some NBA. My girl, Angel Reese, my girl, Flaugier, she got the bars, too. She rapping. Our Lady Tigers, listen, y'all, I'm going to say this. I was blessed and thankful to be a part of two big teams, the Saints and Super Bowl team and LSU's national championship team. Making it to a championship is not easy. Matter of fact, it's one of the hardest things that you can possibly do in life. But when you do it, the expectations go to the roof because now they say, oh, you got to be good again, you know. Right. And there's only a few organizations, the Patriots in football, the Steelers, develop that, you know, consistency of constantly going to championships in a little time. So everybody's just expecting LSU just to go to the next championship because Angel Reese has a $5 million value and Flaugier got about half of that. So it's like, hey, y'all big time, y'all on TV now, y'all stars. You got to be good every time. But CL, it doesn't work like that. Right now, the Lady Tigers are 5-3 in conference. Right now, those superstars out there by Coach Dawn's team in South Carolina, they're still 8-0, 20-0 overall. Thank you, Keith.
Thank you, brother.
When it gets hot like this, brother, we got to go ahead and get them sliders. Shouts out for the drinks. I need my Powerade hydrated. I was getting a little parched there. Ole Miss, they're 6-2. And in Tennessee, 6-2, and now our girls are stuck at 5-3 with three big losses. Now, CL, you still feel like these girls are going to be competitive in March Madness and still possibly make their way in? Talk to me.
Well, let's travel in a time capsule, right? And let's go back to last year. Let's say right about this time last year. We weren't talking about the LSU Lady Tigers going to the championship, going to the Final Four. We were just talking of a collection of talent, an Angel Reese, you know, so on and so forth. So let's fast forward to this year. Realize once again, with NIL, with not just NIL, but with transfer portal, this lady basketball team is once again a collection of talent. Mm-hmm. And the thing about collection of talent, it takes time for them to become a true team. You can be a collection of talent and be a team, but to become a true team takes, once again, that word comes up again, continuity. You have to get games in. You have to, you know what to do in certain situations with new players in new positions. So in this situation with the LSU Tigers, not only are they trying to get their collection of talent to play as a team all over again, they're not sneaking up on anybody in the SEC, let alone in the world. Every LSU basketball game, if I'm not mistaken, the last 3 I saw was on ESPN. Mm-hmm. So they're not sneaking up on everybody. They're getting everybody's best. And I think that the Lady Tigers are just going through that momentum of trying to be a all-star team that's trying to be a cohesive unit and play it all together.
No doubt. And if you look at it from this position, they are still the reigning champions.
Yes, they are.
So everybody that they play, especially South Carolina, they have a big target on their back, and especially Mississippi State because it's in conference. So you look at it from that perspective as well. But I did mention the Mississippi State game, and we talked about South Carolina. CL, I felt like those games had a lot in common. The South Carolina loss was 76-70. Yep. Mississippi State loss was 77-73. And I mean, Angel Reese, she was 7 for 17 at the field goal. She was 6-8 on defense, and then she had 20 points. So I think that if you look at the way this game went, LSU sat right in, they were losing, and it kind of came back a little bit in the third, and then the games ended the way they ended the last time. Right. Very identical scores. Right. So I don't look at this as a situation. Oh man, I'm worried about LSU. I feel like they're not going to be able to make it. I think these girls, this is trial and error. Basketball.
Right.
One thing I do appreciate and respect about basketball players across the board, they play long, drawn out seasons. I mean, it's just too long. You look up, they played October, then when they stop playing, so it's like their body never get rest. So it's a special way that these ladies have to train. CL, you truly feel that LSU is still one of the top teams in the country, and you still feel like they're going to compete for a national championship again?
Well, I mean, once again, they're trying to get a collection of talent to play as one team. But with that being said, they're playing against true teams like a South Carolina that's, been through the trials and tribulations, and the game is still coming down to 2 or 3 points, And so I think they're just there. And I think, like I said, continuity and knowing what to do with each other, with new players in new positions, I think that's the key for them. I think the Lady Tigers are just fine. It's the same deal. Like I said, jump in that time capsule to last year around this time. You wasn't speaking about LSU girls going to the championship. Everybody just relax, let them get it together, and we'll see.
100%. I was just kind of podcasting. And, today, 2024 podcasting, just getting on your social media, whether it's YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and just go up and down the timeline. And I ran across a Cheryl Swoops interview. She was sitting down, she was talking,
right.
And she was asked very candidly about Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark from Iowa.
Yep.
Will these ladies dominate the WNBA? Like, will they come in and just dominate right away? And her answer was pretty good. She said, and it was so honest and straight to the point. She said, I don't think these ladies will come in and dominate right away that way.
Right.
And your girl eyes kind of lifted up because she's like, well, wait, these ladies, and again, I think we caught up in the NIL world.
Right.
She said, no, the WNBA is hard. Like, is it extremely hard to be successful to play in the WNBA? I do think these ladies will be good on this level, but it'll take some time. And I just I brought that up because even though these young ladies, and I want to say all the girls, I don't like to just single out Angel Reese and Flau'jae Johnson, because when the game is played, you still have 3 other people that actually have to get on the court as well. So you have Last Tier and a couple other ladies on the team that ball out. But I feel that, and that's what come to UCL. Do you feel like, as fans, maybe we get too caught up into how popular these girls are, and they have got a little better shine on in the WNBA. We mix that up with the skills of these professional ladies that's been going now for 5-10 years. Do you see where I'm going with this?
I do. And I want to kind of step back and say, on your point, to maybe Ms. Swoop's point, I mean, first of all, they're not dominating in college basketball. So why would they dominate on the next level of basketball? So let's just calm down. Let's just calm down for a minute and just realize, yes, they are good. And yes, the numbers speak for it. The television numbers, the NIL deal numbers, the attention numbers, yes, they're very good, but dominating on the next level. And just to put it in perspective, what Faye was speaking about, how good the WNBA is, that they have first-round picks that's coming from college basketball, female, going to the WNBA, and they end up getting cut because the ladies in the WNBA, they're not retiring. They're so good, they're not being pushed out by the younger players because they are good and they are established. So just keep that in mind when you're thinking about college basketball ladies going to the next level.
Yeah, I agree with you. I want to jump into LSU's schedule. They take on Florida. I want to say this is where we're on so they take on Florida Sunday. This is a Sunday game?
Yep.
The 4th. Yeah, they take on Florida Sunday at 1 p.m. on the SEC network. Another team that's going to come gunning at them, even though that Florida's not doing well in conference. They're 2-5 in conference. They're still an SEC team. They're going to play competitive ball. And then the ladies play Vanderbilt. That is going to be on the 8th of February. It's an 8 p.m. game on NFL Network. Excuse me, I'm used to saying NFL Network so much. SEC Network.
Yep.
Vanderbilt is going to be on Alabama. It's going to be a big game. It's going to be February 11th, a 3 p.m. game on ESPN2. So they're going to have, I do think, these next few games, they get back in the rhythm, get some wins accumulating. Of course, it's going to get competitive going against Auburn again, going against Tennessee, because these are teams that fight super well. If y'all just joining us, we're here on Inside the Trenches podcast at Small Sliders in Marrero. Make y'all way on through 1635 Barataria Boulevard if y'all checking us out. It looks a little dark right now on set because we had to bring out the studio equipment. It's a little hot today, right? That sun beaming right at the hitting that back. Boy, I get some
Steaming, Willie beaming.
Steaming, Willie beaming. So yeah, y'all be sure to come on out here. It does feel exceptionally good. There's some shaded area out here as well. Want to let y'all know this segment was brought to you guys by Crown Car Wash in Gretna, Louisiana, 1335 Stump Boulevard. Y'all want to make sure y'all get over there 24/7, baby, get your car wash all day, all night. We're on Inside the Trenches podcast right here at Small Sliders. Don't go nowhere, baby. We'll be back.
Loud and clear. The vibe is right. Dancing through the night. Catch a flight in the AM. Girl, what did you say?
Hello, somebody. It's Marlon Big Favorite with Inside the Trenches podcast. Do you need a quick car wash? Well, if that's a yes, you need to visit Crown Car Wash, 1336 Stump Boulevard, Gretna, Louisiana, on the West Bank, baby. Crown's the best. You get a spotless wash, nice clean tires, reasonable pricing, and free vacuuming. My favorite part about Crown Car Wash, they open 24/7. That's right, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can visit Crown Car Wash on the West Bank, baby, and let them know you heard about them on Inside the Trenches podcast with Marlon Big Favorite. Watch out there now.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
Are you a student athlete looking to take your career to the next level? Look no further than Conquer Sports Pros. That's right, Conquer Sports Pros. Our team of experts will get you guys on the right path to your student athlete journey in life. That's right, we have every position in football you need, and we also help out with other sports. At Conquer Sports Pros, you have everything from a list of consultation, training, and also media training. Yeah, that's right, when you take your career to the next level, play college and hopefully pro, you'll get lots of interviews. Call Conquer Sports Pros today. You can reach them at 504-319-6672 or visit marlonfavorite.com for more information. Hello, somebody.
And we, baby, Inside the Trenches podcast right here at Small Sliders in Marrero. That's 1635 Barataria Boulevard. We getting it on, baby, enjoying it. Got my power wave popping. We rolling, man. Got a crew out here chilling with us. We enjoying ourselves. Got a little shade. Everything's pretty good.
I need that lemonade, Lord. That lemonade.
Got that lemonade in your life, bro?
Y'all need to check out that lemonade. That lemonade is deal.
It's hitting. And look, my stomach not gonna be a fan of me later, but I'm gonna go ahead and get me a small king cake shake because I'm enjoying it, and it's delicious. It's really off the chain. So let's enjoy a little NBA. Let's keep this party going. We got to talk about our New Orleans Pelicans, who is really. I like the way that they're progressing in the Southwest standings. They're still number one.
Yep.
Dallas is behind them. Houston, they had a really good game against Houston. CL, I know you at the Pels games a lot. Just kind of give us what to expect right? Because we all know right now we playing basketball, but after the All-Star game, that's when things really turn up.
Right.
They take on the Spurs tonight at 7 p.m. I mean, what do you see the games you went through? What do you see just in general from this Pels team?
Well, in general, what I see with the Pelicans is a multifaceted, deep team in the association. We can put a lot of shooters on the floor at once at the same time. We can play small ball with Larry Nance at the 5, or like last night when we played against Houston, we went big on them. So we'll put like a Marshall in at the 3, or let him play point guard, and you just kind of play bully ball. We played bully ball with Houston the other night with Valanciunas having 27 points and I think 16 rebounds. So what you see again when you watch the Pelicans, you see a multifaceted team that can do a lot, play inside and out, as well as the excitement of Zion that I think everybody likes.
Yeah, I think the combination between McCollum, Zion, and BI, and I know his name came up in a possible trade deal, but I don't think going away. I mean, because listen, I think that would be a deal if they were like a back of the pack Pelicans team and they're trying to add more value.
Right.
This team has chemistry. They have everything going in the direction it needs to head.
Right.
But I want to talk about one player in particular right now with you before we get into the Spurs matchup, and we'll kind of dive into that. Herb Jones.
Herb.
To me, Herb has always been a guy that plays good on defense.
Oh, sure.
Plays rough, an SEC guy. Right now, he's averaging 10 points a game, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. But to me, he's like one of their clutch players.
Right.
In the games you went to this year, what things stood out about Herb?
Well, I think everybody knows, just to give kind of backtrack on Herb. Like you say, Herb came out of the SEC, Alabama, if I'm not mistaken. He comes to the league as a known defender, as a wing defender. And as the years progress, Herb has become second team all defensive team as a defender moving forward. Now, moving forward to this year, Herb has started to hit his wide open 3-pointers, which makes us a more formidable team, because obviously they're going to double down on BI. They might double down on Zion. And so now we're kicking to the open man, which is, of course, Herb Jones. And now he's hitting his wide open threes. And that's what makes the New Orleans Pelicans number 1 in the Southwestern Conference.
Man, I would be remiss if the name of this podcast is Inside the Trenches. And even when we go on the court, I don't take it there. Right. Eunice, man, 14 points a game, right at 10 rebounds, averaging on a season per game. To me, he plays a very integral role on this team from a defensive standpoint, being able to get the rebounds and just being clutch in the paint. How big has he been to the big 3, man? You look at Zion, you look at BI, then of course you look over at CJ McCollum, who has our accent down pack. I saw he was there. What's that, baby?
Yeah.
You hear me?
He's trying.
He loved that about us. But Eunice, a guy in his 11th season, how big of a key piece has he been to this team?
Man, Val, a great teammate of mine that we go to all the games, and we always have that conversation in the midst of the game. Shout out to Steak Man. Valanciunas is the New Orleans Pelicans team MVP. I mean, you're talking about a big man that's going to give you a double-double every night. He's never hurt. He's always available. We always have these phrases: your best ability is availability. I mean, that is Valanciunas. That is 0017 every night, every night in the Smoothie King Arena. And the last game against Houston, with us realizing that we have the matchup down low and making sure we expose that matchup, which ended up giving Valanciunas, like I said, 27 points and 16 rebounds. So I personally think, and I always preach continuity, and I personally think that Valanciunas is the key cognate to the New Orleans Pelicans' success right now and moving forward, because we do play in the West. We will play big ball. We will play bully ball eventually. And just to have the versatility be going between Larry Nance, and Valanciunas being able to play big ball with smaller players and play small ball with bigger players, I think bodes well for the New Orleans Pelicans.
No doubt. And tonight at 7 p.m., they're on the road at the Frost Bank Center out in San Antonio to take on the Spurs. 74% chance of winning according to ESPN. For all my betting folks out there, it's pretty even. They have the Pels at 8.5-point favorite.
Right.
I do think they cover that with grace, just the way this team is playing. But you do have to respect your opponent at all times. Right. And I think if you look at the way that the Pels have been playing and taking on we can't sugarcoat it. The Spurs are trash. I mean, they're 10-38, 5-19. But again, a wounded dog. What do you think about this matchup?
Well, I mean, this is what I love to do. What I love to do is bring the reality of the situation to our listeners and our watchers. You don't get the number one pick in the league if you're a good basketball team. So clearly they wasn't a good team from the beginning. Obviously they have Wanyambi. I'm sorry. And he's putting butts in seats, if you will. But of course, they're still the Spurs of latter year, and it is what it is. But we will respect our opponent. But we all know we're all watching to see Zion dunk on Wanyambi.
That's pretty much what
that's what we're looking for.
Look at it. Bad fourth there. All right, looking ahead a bit here. Let's look at the next couple of games. February 5th, we take our way out to we take our way. Don't come here. Toronto comes here. We're back home on the 5th. LA, then we're on the road for 3 games. LA, right? Clippers, and then the Lakers, Portland, and Memphis. Out of the games I mentioned, which of these games do you feel like are trip-up games, or feel like, might be a surprise loss to the Pels, or do you see any of them in the next few?
How you doing? Thank you for coming, baby.
Thank you for coming, man.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Well, and obviously we're sitting around at beautiful small sliders on a beautiful day, a la day that maybe rival in a Los Angeles day. And I believe that on that road trip that we would take when we come into Los Angeles and we do play the Los Angeles Lakers, clearly they're struggling to get where they need to be. So that's a game that we can slip up because Manhattan Beach is beautiful. We know what all the 3 W's why we go to LA. And so I think if anything, the trip up game could possibly be the Los Angeles Lakers on a long road trip out west.
Yeah, they're at 500 right now, 25-25. And I mean, you look at the way Anthony Davis has been a bit inconsistent. Right. You kind of look at LeBron like you look at Tom Brady. You never know, man. He might sneak up and have a good game on you. So I see where you're headed at with that. Austin Reeves. They have the players on the team to make things happen, or shake up stuff for the Pels. But I just feel. And I know Zion Williamson, we talk about him a lot on the show, and we even had a debate on had it been better had we went, the opposite direction and got Ja Morant, just looking at those 2 guys. But I do like how Zion has gotten into game shape. I do like the way he's still he'll dunk it on you. It could be a highlight reel at any moment, huh?
Right. Well, I appreciate you for giving Zion his credit, because that's what I think we don't do. In the media, in the world, I think we're so quick to pile on. And then when the person makes that change or takes a step forward, we're very quiet then. So, yes, Zion is now in shape because, surprise, surprise, he's playing basketball. He's playing basketball. So now he's in shape. He's showing you what he can do moving forward. So shouts out to Zion for sticking in there and doing what he has to do to make not only this team and this state, one to talk about.
No doubt. Y'all don't go anywhere. We're about to take a quick break here at Small Sliders. Make y'all way. We got another hour as we wrap up this one. We're going to talk a little Senior Bowl on our way back.
Oh, yeah.
It's my man, CL Nola. I'm your host, Marlon Big Favorite. Y'all watching Inside the Trenches podcast on New Orleans Talk Network. Y'all don't go anywhere. We'll be back.
Hello, somebody. It's your boy Marlon, Big Favorite. And when I'm hungry, I like to make my way to Small Sliders, 1635 Barataria Boulevard, Marrero, Louisiana. Simple on purpose. When I tell you their burgers are delicious, have some great sauce on them, I'm telling you, when you're just hungry and just need to grab a quick bite, this is the perfect place for you. Small Sliders. The customer service is nice. It's somewhere you can bring the family, hang out and chill, enjoy the atmosphere. Now I'm a big boy, so when I like to take my Small Sliders, I like to get the biggest smalls. Double patties, bacon, cheese, you name it. Just a delicious burger. And I like to top it off with my favorite, the cookies and cream milkshake. There are 3 delicious flavors: milkshake, chocolate, vanilla, and cookies and cream. Small Sliders. Simple on purpose. Y'all come on and slide through, baby. And let them know that you heard about them on Inside the Trenches with your boy Marlon, Big Favorite. Watch out there now.
Step Construction is here for you with a brand new offer. We now provide affordable storage sheds. Stop wasting your money on overpriced storage units and portable containers. Step Construction can provide you with a custom shed that will fit your budget and storage needs. So contact Step Construction today at 504-340-5809 for your own personal quote. Let us help you take the next step at Step Construction.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
Mic check. Mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. There we go. Mic check. 1, 2. Welcome back, baby, to another episode of Inside the Trenches podcast. I'm your host, Marlon, Big Favorite. We're in hour 2. I got my co-host with me, CL Nola. Shouts out to Whit with the hair and Joel. They're out today. So me and CL holding it down. And another hour, baby, hour 2. I want to switch gears. We're going to make our way back to the gridiron, baby. Senior Bowl talk. We got Tulane out there cutting up right now. LSU out there cutting up. Big storylines. You got Spencer Radley and Michael Penix Jr., Bo Nix, my man Mike Pratt. CL, brother, you actually watched the Senior Bowl a little more than me this week. I caught a couple of highlights. Who are some guys that's really sticking out to you?
Oh, wow. Actually, a lot of guys, but just paying attention to, being from the South, being from New Orleans, we love a home story. We love the home guys, but impressively, Michael Pratt was looking very well for the Tulane Green Wave quarterback. He was looking very well at practice. They were also the offensive lineman. Of course, I'm on TV, so his name is escaping me in the moment. From Oklahoma.
I know exactly who you're talking about. I was going to mention him.
Houston?
You talk from Houston. You're talking
University
about Patrick
of
Paul.
Thank you. Jesus. So, there's a lot of young men that are splashing right now just in practice, realizing that the game is right there in South Alabama, right there in Mobile, not too far away. So, luckily, there's a lot of coverage, not only just ESPN, but as well as the local news, New Orleans local news. So, we're definitely seeing the local guys. Another Tulane guy, Jackson, wide receiver from Tulane, has showed out in this week's practice.
No doubt, and I think if you look at if you look at how this game has really, especially when Reese's came full board on, obviously more sponsors.
Right.
This has been beneficial. You have all of the NFL teams out there checking the players out. You have a good bit of talent that. Right. And I was just discussing this earlier with my buddies. Man, the issue. I don't really want to call it the issue, but the process is slowed up for who is who. Like we was talking about Jaden Daniels, right?
Right.
So with Jaden Daniels, he came in the game And like, why they keep putting Caleb Williams in front of him? And I don't think that's right. But now that they're watching film and being able to break stuff down, so this gives the guys an opportunity to get looks that they would normally get.
Right. They're definitely getting looks, and I don't think the average fan realizes that in that small stadium in South Alabama, there are NFL GMs and front office people that are looking at these young men as they practice for one game that obviously we know, once again, here comes this word again, continuity plays a part in football, knowing that it's quintessentially an all-star game. And, guys are going to do as good as they're going to do with the reps that they get. But to actually have your possible future boss in the stands while you practice has to be not only just a tremendous opportunity, but a tremendous feeling for these young men.
Yes, and I was telling a story earlier, and I'll let us share the story here.
Come on.
So I didn't get the invite to the combine.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. I got the invite to the combine. I didn't get the invite to the Senior Bowl.
Okay.
But me and my agent hopped in the car, gassed it up, and we drove out to the Senior Bowl. And I was able to interview with 2 or 3 of the teams that was key that I needed to interview. I sat down with Carolina, which eventually I signed there. Oakland was there. And I want to say I sat down and talked to the Jets. There was a third team there. My mind slips me. But that was huge because I was at the time I went, I was on the bubble for the combine, so I didn't know if I was going to get that invite and being able to get looked at. But I was able to meet with the guys. So when I went to the combine, I remember talking to Oakland again. Marlon, good to see you again, man. We checked your tape out. So it's a huge opportunity, as you mentioned, with the GAs involved. You have all the key people that needs to see you. Right. And like I told y'all, it's a process. It's tiers to it, right? You have one tier where, all right, boom, you get to go to the East-West Shrine or the Senior Bowl. Then you're on these bubble lists for whether it's the combine or now you have the HBCU combine.
Nice.
And then you have your pro days. And then our pro days can get tricky because if you go to a small school, let's say, for instance, a Division II school or FCS program, you may have 2 or 3 NFL scouts there. Whereas at schools like LSU, Alabama, they have about every NFL team there. I mean, at our combine at LSU, we had 31 teams. Only team wasn't there was the Patriots. It's insane.
And it was crazy about that. The Patriots are known for drafting LSU guys.
For real. My boy Eric Alexander.
That's crazy.
Rest in peace to my man Marquise Hill. He also played for the Patriots, to your point. If y'all are just tuning into y'all's YouTube, we were live on YouTube, Facebook. We're talking a bit of LSU, Tulane, guys that's just really sticking out at the combine handling business. Excuse me, I always want to say the combine. I meant to say the Senior Bowl.
Yeah, you're right.
LSU in representation, you had Jordan Jefferson and Charles Turner. I've seen Jordan. He had one rep. He had a couple reps that was good during pass rush. But I forget the kid's name from UConn. Ooh. He tried to bull rush him. You saw that? And he set him down. And, you get coached up too. So it's not all bad that he lost that rep because the coaches are still there to support him. But Charles Turner has had one heck of a week, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. And the young man from UConn that plays center probably has increased his draft status by twofold. He was going against top-tier defensive linemen in the SEC and around the conference. And, I mean, Fave, this is an Inside the Trenches type podcast. So, he was in there dropping tail. He really was.
Come on, man.
He really, stalling him. Everybody tried to bull rush him because he's a smaller frame guy. But, centers are not all that big anywhere. They're on a Mike Webster type deal. I know you'd like that Mike Webster reference.
Mike Webster ball out.
Yeah. So, he was dropping tail. Stalling him out, Debo. Stall him out.
Stall him out, Debo. Come on, man. You tripping. Just some other key names that's at the combine. Bo Nix. We're going to talk a little bit about quarterback Bo Nix here as we're wrapping up this segment.
Yeah.
the guy you mentioned, the offensive lineman from Houston, Patrick Paul, he's been shining there. His stock's high, and there's a lot of NFL teams that need good offensive linemen. But I want to stay inside the trenches for a hot second. Brian Murphy, the second defensive tackle from Texas, and that LSU tie, Coach Bo Davis had him, and he's been balling out at the combine. There we go, the Senior Bowl as well. I look forward to watching it. I think it's some key things to look at. I looked at it a little bit. We'll get back to the Senior Bowl here in a second, but I also looked a little bit at the East-West Shrine game. I saw that Frank Gore Jr. won the player of the game, and cornerback from Tulane, he won defensive player. What's his name again?
It always runs.
It runs out of my mind.
11. He was number 11.
He was number 11 for Tulane. We'll try to get that information here in a second. But
Jesus
handled his business, and I met Frank Gore Sr. At LSU this past winter. We were talking out in the press box, and he was telling us about his son who was actually at Southern Miss that stood out.
Right.
Before we go, a lot of our Saints lovers here wish we look at a quarterback, and it's a name that got lost in the shuffle here in the last couple of months. I kind of forgot about this guy. Kind of fell through the cracks. You can mention Michael Penix Jr. I think he's a top performer. You can look at what you think Bo Nix or somebody may do. But Spencer Rattler from South Carolina, for those who may not know, Spencer Rattler was at USC, a name that really popped up. Eventually Caleb Williams beat him out the job, and he went to that deal. So here's a guy. You talk about Drake May, you talk about Bo Nix, you talk about Caleb Williams, all the names, right?
Right.
But here's a guy who might be there in the second round CL. If you're the New Orleans Saints, do you take a look at Spencer Rattler?
No, I do not.
Oh, why?
I do not. We already know what my plan is for the New Orleans Saints.
Yes.
What we're not going to do is we're not going to take a chance on a quarterback that we're not sure of that's going to end up sitting anyway that first year anyway. Fortified, I'm going to say it calmly this time. Fortify the defensive line. You're stuck with Derek Carr for another year. See what comes for it. Because I'm going to give you a little secret. I dropped the gym. Actually dropped the gym in a production meeting earlier this week. I don't want you to think about drafting a quarterback until next year. I want you to think about drafting Shedeur Sanders next year at quarterback. Don't get a quarterback now. Fortify the offensive line. Help the quarterback. Help the quarterback by running the football. Help the defense by running the football. We need to win inside the line of scrimmage. We need to win inside the trenches, Fave.
Okay, I'm not going to argue. I can't do that because that's the name of this podcast, so that'd be a little backwards. I do believe that if you take a closer look at the Saints team, offensive coordinator, we'll talk all that's actually our next segment.
Yep.
I get it. I understand that. We'll jump into that, but you got some guys like CJ Latham out of Alabama. He may be available when we pick. I'll take a serious look at him. And you have Amarius Mims from Georgia. He may be there at that tackle position to take a look at it. Well, look, we're gonna take ourselves a quick break. Hour 2 jumped off. Nice. We talked about the Senior Bowl, a little East-West Shrine. Now we're gonna switch gears. We're gonna talk about the subject of the day, right? Who's going to be the next Saints offensive coordinator? That's the direction we're going here with that needs. We may jump into that a little bit again, but who's the next OC? You guys are watching Inside the Trenches podcast, live right here at Small Sliders, baby, in Marrero, 1635 Barrett Boulevard, baby. Y'all make y'all way over here. Get you a bite to eat. Get you something to eat, man, and we'll be back here on New Orleans Talk Network.
I the tiger, the heart of a champ. I'm putting in work and I'm laying my stamp. I'm doing these shows across the globe. No cap in my rap. Truth be told, lanes of gold. Raising the 504 with the 225 million legendary.
Hello, it's Marlon Big Fave Favorite with Inside the Trenches podcast. Are you looking for a brand new car? Or you're tired of what you're driving around in? Or you just need wheels? Well, if that's the case, you need to visit Marrero Motors, 1512 North Causeway, Metairie, Louisiana. At Marrero Motors, our buddy Alberto will get you in a vehicle that fits you that day with no problem. They have vehicles that are pre-owned. You could do a trade-in that day and ride off in something that day. Visit MonteroMotors.com for more information and let them know you heard about them on Inside the Trenches podcast. Hello. Hello, somebody. It's Marlon Big Favorite, recruiting coordinator at Cafe Hope. If you're on the West Bank of New Orleans and between the ages of 18 and 23, come join our team. Benefits from learning and earning, getting certifications, life skills, and career training. Cafe Hope is a nonprofit culinary art and life skills program. Let Cafe Hope be the stepping stone to your next career choice. Come visit us, 1151 Barataria Boulevard, Marrero, Louisiana. Give Big Fav a call, 504-350-1218, or send them an email, marlon@cafehope.org. For more information, visit cafehope.org. Cafe Hope, the next step in life, baby. Hello, somebody.
It's that boy Fred, host of FanView Podcast. Tune into the NOTN app weekdays, 3:30 for the FanView Podcast. Go to NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com to watch more episodes of FanView Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch.
Now New Orleans has a choice. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app for your mobile device or listen at www.NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com.
Mic check. 1, 2. Microphone check. Mic check. Mic check. Welcome back, beautiful people, to Inside the Trenches podcast. I'm your host, Marlon Big Favorite. I'm here with my man Chris Lombard, also known to the world as CL. And we had a pretty interesting end of the last segment because we was talking about the direction of the Saints. You know, you talk Senior Bowl, you go, oh, that detail, that offensive line really good. Let's get him. And we kind of went down that road.
Right.
But this segment here, we kind of been teasing this the whole show, and we were talking about who's going to be the Saints' next offensive coordinator. Lots of names jumping off the page. Of course, they talk about Zach Robinson, passing game coordinator for the Raiders. For the Rams. Right. I like him for a number of reasons. He's a young coordinator. I want to say he's like 37 years old. He's very likable in the locker room. And if you looked at LA, towards the end of the season, the offense started to click a little more. So that's a name that's thrown around as well. I'm gonna rattle off a few more names here, CL, and I'm gonna ask you if any of those names are. And look, this is a common question for you. I want you to be a little realistic with it. I ain't gonna say nothing. Ronald Curry, New Orleans Saints, he's already there and available. Brian Griese from the San Francisco 49ers. Yep. Of course, Griese has he has good background because he was an NFL quarterback before. And I do like Mike Sullivan from the Pittsburgh Steelers, quarterback coach. He's available as well. So those are just a few names. Mm-hmm. Do you like any of the names I just rattled off? Or do you have a few names in mind?
No, I don't like any of those names that you rattled off, brother. Because when we're talking about an offensive coordinator for the New Orleans Saints moving forward, if the first name I don't hear is Eric Bieniemy, okay, I'm not happy. But I'm also an open-minded individual, or at least I play one on TV. I don't have a problem with Kubiak, right? Yeah. Former play caller, former son of Gary Kubiak, head coach of the Broncos years ago. Mm-hmm. Almost like a McVay, Shanahan situation, been in the league for years as a child, came up in the league, and obviously he's a previous play caller. And that's my deal, New Orleans. I want a proven play caller. Because if the case may be, talk to me about Kingsbury, right? Because you want to get innovative. We have positions that we're good at. We're good at wide receiver. We have deep threats. We have intermediate threats. We have tight ends. Mm-hmm. So offensively, we have the firepower. We need the right play caller to get in play and make those plays go, brother.
Okay, so you bring up an interesting name in Kirpick. What I like about him is San Francisco offense is very uniform.
Yep.
I think their attack, it kind of reminds me of the 2019 LSU attack, minus the deep balls. You know, you do those short intermediate routes. You get you threaten the deep ball, right, and then you have your tight end or one of your main receivers. In their case, we see a lot of that with Deebo Samuel. So that does make sense. I do think you have to look at a number of combinations when going into this decision. Is this person young and innovative?
Right.
Now, they can be innovative, right? I mean, Andy Reid isn't the youngest coach in the NFL, but he's still, without Eric Bieniemy going back to the Super Bowl. This was something during the season. I know I mentioned this a lot on Gus's show. I talked a lot about how Eric Bieniemy out of the offense, with Eric Bieniemy and Tyreek Hill out of the picture, could this offense still flow the way that we've seen it flow? And obviously the answer is yes, because they're going back to another Super Bowl.
Right.
So you do want to look at, I'm going to just say innovative. Two, you definitely want to look at somebody that may work for Derek Carr. Right. Whoever you bring in, it doesn't have to be familiarity from that perspective, but I do believe that it has to be a like-minded person, because one thing, and shouts out to Drew Brees. Drew Brees just opened up their location in Metairie, so big up to the Small Sliders, baby. So I know Rick wants Drew to come sit down with us a couple times and talk some football, so we're going to definitely have to arrange that. Drew, I'm telling you, I'm inviting your teammate Action.
I'm sure we could get her.
We could get him to come through and talk a little Saints with us. But one thing that he did mention, he mentioned that whoever comes in, they have to be able to listen to Derek Carr and does what work for him. I know we're not super excited about Derek Carr under the center again this year, but we still want to win as a team. And as long as we could get him into that management role that we talk about, it would be good. And lastly, I mean, I think the guy has to be a winner.
Definitely.
I think you want to bring in somebody, if they don't have a lot of experience, at least they have the winning mentality. And you look at Kirpick, Clint Kirpick, he has winning experience. He's winning. Brian Greasy, he's winning.
Yeah.
And to a certain extent, Zach Robinson, he's winning. Now, I was excited about Gerard Johnson, but unfortunately, he wasn't able to.
Right.
He walked back home.
Well, and in this league, they call it a copycat league on purpose. They call the NFL a copycat league on purpose, because when Gerard decided that he was going to stay in Houston and continue the mission that they signed up in Houston, you saw the domino effect of the young man in Detroit, the offensive coordinator in Detroit, deciding to stay in Detroit. And
Ben Johnson?
Ben Johnson, I'm sorry. On TV, I'm telling you, these names run from you. Aaron Glenn, defensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions, deciding to stay and continue the mission. So there are trends in this league that start in the beginning and in the end, but it holds tight that this is a copycat league.
It is, and usually the winner is getting copycatted, right?
Exactly.
I made that word up on the spot.
I'm glad you
I like that one. That's just how it goes.
Let's say that.
Kind of hope we pick that up locally a little more, because
Right.
Listen, I understand comfort. I understand, and to a certain extent, familiarity.
Right.
But at some point, we have to evolve, and I think that's something in this draft. As Jeff Island and Mickey Loomis is out evaluating guys and seeing the direction they want to take with the team, let's take the time to legit evaluate and bring in the pieces to help us evolve. Right. They did that with Chris Olave. Chris Olave is a player that I think not necessarily revolutionizing the position, but being able to perfect it at a young age, and I think that's good. So, I mean, it's something to pay attention to here moving forward as we look at some names. Now, I noticed you didn't mention John Gruden. Because that's somebody, when Derek Carr saw a little success, John Gruden was the so why no more mentions of John Gruden?
Well, honestly, there's two things in motion right now. Right now, the average fan doesn't know that John Gruden right now is participating in an active lawsuit against the NFL. So his availability, his possible employment is something to be questioned. You understand what I'm saying? So you're not 100% sure of what you can do with Gruden. So I think just like last year with him being an advisor for us, he kind of played the back because we're still not sure of the availability. But if you ask me, it makes all the sense in the world for John Gruden to be our offensive coordinator. Young, obviously Coach Gruden is not young, but he relates to the younger players. He's definitely a man of man. He's definitely a motivator, and he's definitely one of the more brilliant minds in the NFL in the past 20 years, offensively, that is.
And, I'll mention this guy. He's someone who passed on a job, but I thought a better balance of finding somebody that's young and innovative is taking a serious look at Gerard Johnson from Houston. And I know I mentioned that name on here last week because it's familiarity to me. I know the guy, but I just think when you have somebody that's in a tender situation, the Houston Texans were a tender situation this year. New young head coach. You draft young players that play key roles, and Will Anderson from Alabama, C.J. Stroud from Ohio State. To me, Derek Stingley, the year before you draft Derek Stingley, you bring Derek Stingley in. That was your first pick. So, yeah, it was second or third overall. You know what I'm saying?
Stingley?
Yeah, he was overall.
Ooh, overall. He was further down.
He was like 3.
I think he's more 4. I think he was
4. Yeah, I think he was pick 4 because
Stingley.
Sauce was 6.
Right.
Sauce was 6 over to the Jets.
Right.
So
building blocks.
Just building blocks. Yeah. And to be able to come on as a young coach and manage that properly, I thought was big. So I just lastly here before we wrap, I got one more question for you.
Come on.
Do you wait till the Super Bowl is over, or do you make a decision this weekend or next week? If you're the New Orleans Saints, because of the names that's flying off. You done brought some guys on the interview like, yeah.
New Orleans. It's Mardi Gras time. Relax, enjoy the parades, do everything you're going to do. See all the people you want to see, get all the throws you want to get. Realize in the NFL, it's a marathon, not a sprint. We're not trying to be the first people to pick an offensive coordinator. We're not trying to be the first, and we're definitely not trying to be the last. But if it takes for us to be the last, that's fine. We're going to wait to these offensive coordinators that are available after the Super Bowl, because you can't interview them while they're obviously preparing for the Super Bowl. We're going to wait till after then and get all the information we could get to make the best decision, because a wise man told me that nothing good happens when you rush, Fave. So we're going to take our time.
True that, baby. Y'all, we're here at Small Sliders Inside the Trenches podcast live. ECL Noel, I'm Marlon, Big Fave favorite. It's beautiful out here, y'all. We got a little. It is wonderful there. Nice time to come get you something to eat.
Beautiful day.
Enjoy yourself. We got 2 more segments here. We're gonna talk about the Taylor Bowl. It was formerly known as the Super Bowl. You know, this big game that the NFL play every year. But this year's the Taylor Bowl. So we're gonna take an early look, a way too early look at next week's Super Bowl. Talk about all the excitement around it. You got Usher. Yeah, I'm talking about Usher. Usher's gonna be performing at this year's Super Bowl. And speaking of performance, for our last segment, I think I'm gonna go ahead and sing My Love, my new single with Cupid.
Okay.
Y'all don't go nowhere if y'all join us live. Y'all keep the party going. Where y'all at? Inside the Trenches podcast. Here at Small Sliders and Marrero. Talk to me now.
Oh yeah. Stella must have did this beat.
Are you looking for your dream home? Well, if that's the case, you need to contact Joe Picolo at Godwin Realty, right here in New Orleans. Joe can put you in your dream home right away. Joe Picolo and the folks over at Godwin Realty put you in the house that you need. Even if you're looking to invest in some property, they'll do an excellent job with that as well. Contact Joe today at 504-251-8341. Again, that phone number is 504-251-8341. And also contact Joel at joel.godwinrealty.com. No need to dream anymore. Godwin Realty will put you in the dream house of your reality. Hello, somebody. Hello, somebody. It's your boy Marlon, Big Favorite. And when I'm hungry, I like to make my way to Small Sliders, 1635 Barataria Boulevard, Marrero, Louisiana. Simple on purpose. When I tell you their burgers are delicious, have some great sauce on them, I'm telling you, when you're just hungry and just need to grab a quick bite, this is the perfect place for you. Small Sliders. The customer service is nice. It's somewhere you can bring the family, hang out and chill, enjoy the atmosphere. Now I'm a big boy, so when I like to take my Small Sliders, I like to get the biggest smalls. Double patties, bacon, cheese, you name it. Just a delicious burger. And I like to top it off with my favorite, the cookies and cream milkshake. There are 3 delicious flavors: milkshake, chocolate, vanilla, and cookies and cream. Small Sliders. Simple on purpose. Y'all come on and slide through, baby. And let them know that you heard about them on Inside the Trenches with your boy Marlon, Big Favorite. Watch out there now. Hello, somebody. It's your boy Marlon, Big Favorite, and Inside the Trenches podcast is back, baby. We back. Y'all make sure y'all check us out for excellent season, and you can check us out on NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Y'all make sure y'all follow me at BigFave504. We back at it, baby. We in them trenches.
Hello, can't do it sitting here. Hey, you might want to tell Terry. I don't know, man. Can't be me. FAV. Live right back on the D. Hello, somebody. Welcome back to Inside the Trenches podcast. I'm your host, Marlon, Big Favorite.
Oh, yeah.
We represent here. We got 2 more segments. This time we want to go ahead and take it to the Taylor Bowl. I'm keep saying Super Bowl. It's not the Taylor Swift Bowl, but hey, let's be honest. Shouts out to all my folks riding motorbikes over here. They can come slide over the Small Sliders. And I like it. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Loud pipes, big rims. That's my life.
That's my life.
So we can't deny it. This has been the Taylor Swift Bowl for a very long time. I mean, going through the playoffs, heading into this. But we're going to get into the matchup. But I have to give the NFL credit for being able to court the attention of entertainment, right? Because the sport is already entertaining. It already is. You know, Patrick Mahomes gonna throw a perfect dime, but just so happened this year we have arguably the king of R&B, performing in Usher. I think it's gonna be a nice setup. You have the biggest star in the world in Taylor Swift with the Grammys coming up this weekend. So I do like the way that they are courting the attention of all of their viewers. You like how this is flowing, or you kind of miss the old school? Tough question, ain't it?
Like I said, I'm not necessarily the best person for this conversation.
That's why I asked you.
But I definitely play one on TV, right? So let me tell you how crazy this whole scenario is. The NFL has already broken down the actual seconds that they've shown Taylor on TV because of the backlash that has already happened so far in these Chiefs games, in these playoff games, in this AFC Championship game. They've had to almost break down the television time that she has occurred while she sits in the suite with the Kelsick's mother. Shouts out to mom. And obviously Mr. Mahomes Sr. And it's just becoming of, obviously we all know it's entertainment. I have some crazy feelings about it because of course I don't want the attention to be taken away from Usher. This is his chance to have the biggest stage on earth. And I just wanted to be about the young brother and just let him have his time. I'm sure Taylor is going to garner the attention that she deserves, obviously being one of the higher paid female artists in the world. honestly, I can be honest and say, well, I guess if we're gonna be forced to see her, I am curious of the outfit that she'll wear. Hopefully, Mrs. Jervicious will make her another jacket.
She gonna lace her.
Yeah, and there's a jacket that's gonna be made for the Super Bowl, so I'm interested in seeing that. But for the most part, obviously, I'm old school. I would prefer to have the cameras facing the field.
Well, a little historical fact, right? In Living
Like
Color
I say.
actually ran the original halftime show
Okay.
for the Super Bowl, and it wasn't tied to it either way. In Living Color just figured out a way to make it all tied together, right? So what they did was, this was before they had any Super Bowl shows, halftime shows. During the halftime of the Super Bowl, where the Super Bowl was just letting regular commercials go and commentating, they put together a little show. And the NFL the very next year said, oh no, y'all not gonna take none of our time, and they brought that in. So I do respect that part of the change, but this is going to the Super Bowl as a player. This is attending the Super Bowl as an NFL player, but not playing in it. And it's just a lover of watching the game. I do love the traditional way. And what I mean by traditional way, yeah, we could continue to keep the halftime performance, but bring in a whole lot of entertainment.
Right.
Like, here's what I mean. Like, every time Travis Kelce catches a 5-yard catch, she got to put the camera straight on her. We're not used to that. Now, we watch basketball, we watch football games. Oh, Tom Cruise is here. They go, camera gonna go to Tom Cruise one time.
Right.
But for the camera kids, it's just for the real sports lovers, it's just a bit overwhelming, and it's just storylines after storylines of, oh, will Taylor Swift be able to make it to her Tokyo show in time to make it to the Super Bowl? Taylor Swift got private jets with a name on it, man. Of course you will. And then, of course, just the love story between her and Travis Kelce. And it's been entertaining.
We putting love in it already?
Look, does this look like love right here? There's an AFC Championship shirt, and my man,
that look like that boy. That don't look like love. That look like 100 yards receptions and touchdowns. That was
see, now I'm waking up to see that's not for TV.
Yeah, that don't look like love.
But hey, we ain't no haters in the NFL. Like, this is worth $331 million, so we're going to entertain it. All right, I'm done with the CL. All right, go ahead. Yeah. I was gonna go to the matchups. You want me to go to the matchups?
The Swift is the Swift is gonna come for us if we don't co-sign this situation.
Swifties, she's in the conversation now. She's we watching the game, we see her, so we just got to talk about it. It's there, yeah, for sure. But let me see here. Let's get to the matchup. So
I'm sorry, Swifties. Please don't come for us. We're inside the trenches. We like to make jokes. We're very comedic over here, but don't be in the parking lot boycotting us because we love Taylor just as much as you guys do.
Yeah, we do.
They done already hit me up.
Damn, I can't see. See, they already got us. So sing a song for us. What's the bad habit? I forgot.
I'm sorry. I don't even know a Taylor Swift song.
When we need Whitney here, Whitney could have did it for us.
We need Whitney.
Just when we need Whitney to help us out in that area.
Oh,
and now we got bad blood, and then we got bad
you got
blood.
me, baby.
Whatever. Just test it out a little bit. All right.
I know the new Fave song.
Oh, you're talking about doing 95, trying to see my lady.
I can relate.
Haters go, hey, we gotta wait. I'm gonna perform the next.
Come on, because I was just about to say again. I can relate.
But look, this is the deal. We just want to we won't keep them there.
Right.
We won't keep them
Watch
there.
the video. It's coming soon. We just did it yesterday.
Watch out there now. All right, so we're gonna get to some of the key players in this game: Patrick Mahomes, Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey, Pacheco, Brandon Ayuk. I said it right, and then Travis Kelce. All right, that's the main players on both sides of the ball, right? What's interesting about Brock Purdy, we mentioned it earlier, he's just doing everything right. He's being coached well. Now, he was a top player in high school.
Yeah.
Did go to he didn't go to a big college. So that's how we ended up getting Mr. Irrelevant.
Right.
But if he didn't get hurt last year, it might have been him in the Super Bowl last year. Or you think Philly would have beat him last year?
Well, I'm thinking proof is in the pudding. Looks like to me, if he didn't get hurt last year, it looked like San Francisco would have been in the Super Bowl. But this is one thing I want to bring to you guys' attention. Never fault a guy for doing everything right, right? He was the last pick. He was Mr. Irrelevant, but he kept his head. He stayed in the fight. He stayed working out. He stayed practicing like he was a starter till he got his opportunity. He got his opportunity. He didn't even let Garofalo get his job back, right? So constantly this dude has done everything right. And I'm no Brock Purdy fan, but this dude has done everything right. He truly has made a true Super Bowl movie script story for the Super Bowl. You know, I know we're paying attention to a lot of other things in the Super Bowl this year, but just the story of this man this young man staying in the fight, his parents being so supportive. Imagine having people on you. This is a story amongst stories, because imagine having people around you that support you no matter how big your dream is. You want to do what? You want to play in the NFL? You want to get drafted? You want to actually make a team? You want to actually go to the playoffs? You want to actually be a starter? You want to actually go to the Super Bowl? Imagine how immense that dream is, and to know that you have people around you that support you and that are there for you to help you even when you do fall and there are setbacks. I think it's a tremendous story for this year's Super Bowl, as well as Brock Purdy. Never fault a guy for doing everything right in his life.
Lastly, here in this segment, we talk about the players a lot.
Yeah,
and they earn that. I mean, you look at the numbers and the consistency that Patrick Mahomes have. You look at Christian McCaffrey do what he did in Carolina and even turn it up in San Francisco. Just that whole setup is pretty cool. But we sometimes leave the coaches out.
Yeah. Sure.
Kyle Shanahan has been doing an excellent job. Andy Reid has been doing an excellent job.
Unbelievable.
But one guy that's sticking out to me, and this guy has head coaching experience. He was actually my head coach twice.
Yep.
And that's Steve Spagnuolo.
Spags.
He's dialing it up. You're looking at a defense that has multi-looks, and it trims and it caters to whoever they're playing. So, okay, sometimes you'll get a 3-down-man look with 4 linebackers, or 3-down linemen, 2 linebackers with 2 extra safeties. I think Spags should get more credit
for sure
for being able to go on the road twice
for sure
and win against some difficult teams. Real quickly here with 30 seconds left, man, give Spags his props, bro. What you think about it?
We have to give Spags his props, because we all know that Patrick Mahomes in the past 4 AFC Championship games and playoffs, they were home the entire time. So you're telling me Spags took that defense on the road and they are back in the Super Bowl? Hats off to you, Spagnuolo.
Hats off to Spag, baby. Kansas City versus San Francisco is very familiar. We saw this before, but it is what it is. We don't have the Detroit Lions and the Ravens playing that. Maybe we'll get a Cinderella Super Bowl next year. So we're going to, obviously, next week, with it being a big game, we're going to talk a little bit more about that right here at Small Sliders. We're coming back for a live performance. My man Cupid not here, but I'm going to hold this part of the song down. It's my new single, My Love.
Let's go.
When we get back here on Inside the Trenches podcast, we'll be back at Small Sliders in Marrero.
Hello, somebody. It's Marlon Big Favorite with Inside the Trenches podcast. Do you need a quick car wash? Well, if that's a yes, you need to visit Crown Car Wash, 1336 Stump Boulevard, Gretna, Louisiana, on the West Bank, baby. Crown's the best. You get a spotless wash, nice clean tires, reasonable pricing, and free vacuuming. My favorite part about Crown Car Wash, they open 24/7. That's right, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can visit Crown Car Wash on the West Bank, baby, and let them know you heard about them on Inside the Trenches podcast with Marlon Big Favorite. Watch out there now.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
Are you a student athlete looking to take your career to the next level? Look no further than Conquer Sports Pros. That's right, Conquer Sports Pros. Our team of experts will get you guys on the right path to your student athlete journey in life. That's right, we have every position in football you need, and we also help out with other sports. At Conquer Sports Pros, you have everything from a list of consultation, training, and also media training. Yeah, that's right, when you take your career to the next level, play college and hopefully pro, you'll get lots of interviews. Call Conquer Sports Pros today. You can reach them at 504-319-6672 or visit marlonfavorite.com for more information. Hello, somebody.
Hello, somebody. It's your boy Marlon, Big Favorite. And when I'm hungry, I like to make my way to Small Sliders, 1635 Barataria Boulevard, Marrero, Louisiana. Simple on purpose. When I tell you their burgers are delicious, has some great sauce on them, I'm telling you, when you're just hungry and just need to grab a quick bite, this is the perfect place for you. Small Sliders. The customer service is nice. It's somewhere you can bring the family, hang out and chill, enjoy the atmosphere. Now I'm a big boy, so when I like to take my Small Sliders, I like to get the biggest smalls. Double patties, bacon, cheese, you name it. Just a delicious burger. And I like to top it off with my favorite, the cookies and cream milkshake. There are 3 delicious flavors: milkshake, chocolate, vanilla, and cookies and cream. Small Sliders. Simple on purpose. Y'all come on and slide through, baby. And let them know that you heard about them on Inside the Trenches with your boy Marlon, Big Favorite. Watch out there now.
Step Construction is here for you with a brand new offer. We now provide affordable storage sheds. Stop wasting your money on overpriced storage units and portable containers. Step Construction can provide you with a custom shed that will fit your budget and storage needs. So contact Step Construction today at 504-340-5809 for your own personal quote. Let us help you take the next step at Step Construction.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
Somebody, it's your boy Marlon, Big Favorite, and Inside the Trenches podcast is back, baby. We back. Y'all make sure y'all check us out for excellent season, and you can check us out on NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Y'all make sure y'all follow me at Big Fave 504. We back at it, baby. We in them trenches.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
Step Construction is here for you with a brand new offer. We now provide affordable storage sheds. Stop wasting your money on overpriced storage units and portable containers. Step Construction can provide you with a custom shed that will fit your budget and storage needs. So contact Step Construction today at 504-340-5809 for your own personal quote. Let us help you take the next step at Step Construction.
Are you looking for your dream home?
Mic check, it sound good. Mic check, we in the hood.
How much can you take? Hello, somebody, yo, this is Patty. I'll be up early in the morning trying to pump a body. Call me baby for the price, even baby got it.
We back live at Small Sliders in Marrero, about to perform my new single, My Love, featuring Cupid, baby. Cupid. Doing 95, trying to see my lady. Haters gon' hate, you know they're shady. Oh, you're the only one that I call baby. Come on, baby. Don't take your love away, 'cause I might go crazy. I might lose my mind. You're my everyday. Come on, what else? If you're not here, I wouldn't be able to think clear. Listen, come on.
And don't you forget,
Don't you forget my love. That's the background. And don't you forget it. Don't you forget my love, 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 love. When you pass that, it's looking right in those jeans. You're moving fast, shaped like an hourglass. Conversation heavy, loud and clear. The vibe is right, dancing through the night. Catch a flight in the AM. Girl, what is you saying? Like, where is you staying? We can go all night, and don't you forget it. Don't you forget my love, 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 oh love. And don't you forget it. Don't you forget my love, 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 oh love. And don't you forget it. Don't you forget my love, 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 oh love. And don't you forget it.
don't you forget my
Love. And don't you forget it. Love. Come on. Love. You keep calling my phone, calling me, stressing me out daily. I thought that we were better than that. You keep texting me long letters, stressing me out, lady. I thought that we were better than that. I'm Big Fave, baby. Small Sliders live. My love. Peace. That boy good. Good and terrible. Hello, somebody.
Hello, somebody. It's Marlon Big Fave Favorite with Inside the Trenches podcast. Do you need a quick car wash? Well, if that's a yes, you need to visit Crown Car Wash, 1336 Stump Boulevard, Gretna, Louisiana, on the West Bank, baby. Crown's the best. You get a spotless wash, nice clean tires, reasonable pricing, and free vacuuming. My favorite part about Crown Car Wash, they open 24/7. That's right, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can visit Crown Car Wash on the West Bank, baby, and let them know you heard about them on Inside the Trenches podcast with Marlon Big Fave Favorite. Watch out there now.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
Are you a student athlete looking to take your career to the next level? Look no further than Conquer Sports Pros. That's right, Conquer Sports Pros. Our team of experts will get you guys on the right path to your student athlete journey in life. That's right, we have every position in football you need, and we also help out with other sports. At Conquer Sports Pros, you have everything from a list of consultation, training, and also media training. Yeah, that's right. When you take your career to the next level, play college and hopefully pro, you'll get lots of interviews. Call Conquer Sports Pros today. You can reach them at 504-319-6672 or visit marlonfavorite.com for more information. Hello, somebody.